do before you come out here. First thing you should do is finalize all of your finances. If you have any unpaid bills, credit cards, any of that, pay all of those off. You don't want that burden on your head after you leave, especially if you need to bring your credit cards to use them here, although they're pretty damn useless here. There's not a lot of people that will accept credit cards here. They just don't, for whatever reason. When I was in Sendangan or in Maranding, nobody would take credit cards. I couldn't even go to the ATM and get money out of them because apparently that was not available there. So the only other reason you might want to use credit cards is if you wanted to, for example, start a business online and you need to pay for your goods and your stock online with a credit card, then they would come in very handy. Other than that, I don't really see the use for a credit card here in the Philippines. Try to get your passport renewed for 10 years. In Canada, they used to do it for 5 years. Now it gets done for 10 years. The longer you renew it for, the better off you are, because you don't want to deal with sending your passport for renewal to the embassy, and that can take months. It's just a pain. Just renew it for 10 years and you'll be good with it. Driver's license. I read that you can use your existing driver's license from your home country in here for as long as 3 months, then you have to have it converted to a Filipino license. I don't know what that involves. I've been here for 4 months. I've been driving all the time with no Filipino license. Nobody's ever asked me for my driver's license or any documents whatsoever. There's PNP checkpoints where they could have stopped me and asked for registration or any of that. I didn't even have that paperwork with me. All I carry with me is my passport, and if they want ID, there it is. If you're a foreigner, if you're white, chances are pretty good that they'll never pull you over. They'll never check you unless you're doing something extremely stupid. They'll leave you alone. They don't want to have to talk to you because most of them can't speak English, and according to them, you're giving them a nosebleed. That means that they don't understand what you're saying, or even if they do, they cannot reply because they don't have the English language ability to have a conversation with you. So instead of embarrassing themselves, they'll just let you go. They don't have anything to lose anyway. So that's for driver's license. Birth certificate, if you have one. I didn't have one. I have no idea where it went, so I didn't bring it. When I was asked for a birth certificate, I said, well, here's my passport. That's a good enough identification. If any, a passport would supersede anything that you might have as an ID. What other documents? Book your flight. If you're already sure that you're going to go to a specific city or town, then book your flight well in advance, because you get way better deals if you book in advance, like at least a month in advance. Also, you're going to need, unless you're married to a Filipina, and if you are, then you have to apply for, I think it's an A13 or something like that, which is a spousal visa, which is permanent. You never have to renew it. You pay up front. I don't know how much, is not much in dollars anyway. And you do it right there in your country of origin through the Philippines embassy. On their website, they'll show you the requirements. Yeah, you'll have to have your wife send a copy of her passport and a petition letter where she petitions you as her spouse in her country of origin to have a permanent visa. And with all that paperwork, your chances are going to get a spousal visa, which I strongly encourage you, if you're coming here and you're married to a Filipina, or if you got your Filipina here but you're married, get a spousal visa, because renewing the visa here is a pain in the ass and it's expensive. You have to drive to the city where they have their BIR, Bureau of Immigration. The BI, sorry, not BIR. That's Bureau of Internal Revenue. BI is the Bureau of Immigration. That's where the visas and passports are done. And they don't have those all over the place. They have them in major cities, so you'll have to travel if you live in a smaller town and waste half a day or more paying for your fares and sitting in a bus forever and all that. So if you can get your spousal visa, do get it right now, and start that process well in advance, because the Philippine government is slow. Well, what government isn't? But this one in particular is very slow. Things are not happening very fast, and they don't really care. Well, you can apply for that visa once you get here as well. But again, it's why not get it done there? You're not doing anything anyway. Might as well start the ball rolling. And when you come here, you come with the visa already and your passport, and that's the easiest thing you can possibly do for yourself. If you can't get a visa, a spousal visa, the Philippines is one of the easiest countries to visit as a tourist. And upon your arrival in the airport with your passport, they will issue you a tourist visa for free, which is valid for 30 days. Caveat: you have to have either a return ticket back to your country or another exit ticket from the Philippines to another country, so that you can prove to them that you're not here to stay forever. They want to see that you're going to leave when you say you leave, if you're a tourist. They call it the throwaway ticket. I got online and I booked myself a plane ticket from Manila to Taipei in Taiwan. And I thought, well, if I have to use that ticket, meaning I want to go and visit Taiwan in 30 days or earlier, then I'll just go. I'll buy another ticket for my girlfriend, and we'll go together and visit there and come back in 2 days, and that's that. If you decide that you don't want to use that ticket and just stay there, then you can renew your visa prior to your visa expiration. So don't wait until your visa expires, because then you're overstaying your visa and you will get penalized, and they charge you 1,000 peso per month. They say it's only 500, but every time I was there, they charged me 1,000. So, because my son didn't send me money from Canada, which I've left him my own savings there, I was late for 2 months, and I had to pay an extra 2,000 pesos to renew my visa. Wow, it's raining again. What a surprise. It's coming down hard. It's the Philippines. It rains at least once a day here nowadays. It looks like it's the rainy season. And that dog doesn't shut up. So that's the story with the visa. And so your first visa renewal will be for 30 days. I'm going to close this door here. Sorry about that. Didn't get any better. But at least it's not coming straight into my ear. Plus I got a beer too. It's that time. It's 5 o'clock somewhere and it's here. So the first renewal is for 30 days, and then after that it's for 60 days. So after your first 30 days, you renew it, you get another 30 days, then after that you get 2 months at a time until I think it's 2 or 3 years that you can continuously renew your visa. Then you have to exit the country, so you get yourself a plane ticket and fly to Malaysia or Taiwan or China or somewhere. Everything's really close here, or even Australia. And then you come back on your return flight. Could be that day, that same day too. All the Filipino government wants to see is that you've left the country. Once you come back, then you start that process all over again. They'll give you your 30 days free visa, then you got to renew it 30 days later. Then after that, you renew it for 2 months and so on, and you can repeat this process until you're tired of being here and doing this. Or you get married and then you get a permanent visa. Cheers. San Miguel. So that's the visa process. Don't overstay your visa by too long. I have, and they haven't done anything to me. All they've done is, yeah, okay, well, you've overstayed. We're gonna rape you. We'll take 2,000 pesos from you, and we'll forgive, because money forgives everything here. But if you overstay it for way too long, if you get caught, you can get deported and blacklisted. And if you're blacklisted, depends on what type of blacklisting you get. You could be banned from re-entering the country for as long as, I don't know, 6 months or a year. What are you going to do? If you're going to live here, then do your due diligence and get your visa done. If nothing else, just get your visa done. That way, you're in their good books. It doesn't matter. If something stupid happens to you and they say, oh, well, where's your visa? Oh, I don't have it. Oh, okay, well, the more reason to throw you out of the country. As far as any other paperwork is concerned, I'm not sure if you can even get travel insurance that will cover you for a very long length of time. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they'll just cover you for, I don't know, a couple of months, 3 months, 6 months at the most. Your medications, if you got diabetes, high blood pressure, any disease that you need maintenance medication, please do a big refill before you come here. And also, please make sure that you bring your prescription from the doctor. And I know that in Canada, if you take a prescription to the pharmacy, they'll take that prescription and enter it in their computer, and that prescription becomes invalid from that point of time. They won't hand it back to you. They'll keep it there, throw it away, I don't know. But if you have a prescription and you want to bring it along, just take a photocopy of it. Because here, you go to the pharmacy, you give them the prescription. The only reason you give them the prescription is because they need to know what type of medication you need and the dosage. That's it. Most of the medication you can buy here without prescription, although I've seen at the pharmacy just the other day when I was there, they had a sign saying that no prescription, no antibiotics. So okay, if you need antibiotics, then you're not gonna get them without the doctor's prescription. That's pretty easy to get. You just walk into a clinic and get the doctor to prescribe one of those. Yeah, they'll charge you a consultation fee, which is usually about, well, I paid anywhere between $250 and $500. The 250 was just a general practitioner. The 500 I paid to this other doctor that I've met, and he is a specialist in internal medicine, which I thought, well, maybe I should go to him because he's better than all the other ones. But all he did is he wrote up a prescription, and I went and I get my medications from the pharmacy, which was dirt cheap. I think I paid 1,500 peso for all of my medications. That includes the high blood pressure and the diabetes. That would have cost a fortune if I would have bought those in Canada. That fucking dog, I think I'm gonna kill that thing. That thing is barking all the time, day and night. For no reason, just barks continuously. Incessant barker. I'll get back to you on other things that you might need to bring as far as documentation and paperwork.